Hello, my name is Dehevi Suprina Elise. I'm the interviewer for the Burn Survivors photo shoot, and this is my first interviewers of the day.
My name is Michelle Ellis, and I'm from Boca Raton, Florida.
Christine, and how old are you?
36. My name is Chakwayonis Johnson, but I go by JJ.
My name is Chidera Mary.
My name is Langina. I go by the name of Gina.
My name is Ashley Taylor.
So what makes you think that you should have a Burn Survivor project or photo shoot? When did you come up with the idea?
Well, that is something I've always wanted to do. Ever since I've been growing up, I know I struggle a lot with my scars, accepting myself, and learn how to love myself. And I've been thinking maybe there's other people out there that wants to express themselves. So that's how I come up with the whole project.
How and where did you get burned?
I got burned at my grandparents' house when I was 1. My grandpa was cooking in an electric skillet on Valentine's Day, which is why we don't celebrate it. And I was originally in the kitchen with him, and then when he walked out, I had also walked out with him, but he didn't notice that I had turned around and went back in the kitchen on my own. And when I was in the kitchen playing with my balloons that I had gotten from my auntie, one of them floated over the stove. I got on a stool to try to get it, and when I fell, I pulled the pan down on myself.
There just were a series of events. I was messing with the acetone. I spilled it on myself. And I ended up catching on fire. My partner at the time was there, and he put me out. He had to rip my clothes off, basically, so that the fire would go out, because stop, drop, and roll didn't work for a chemical-fueled fire. And then I spent 4 months in the hospital, 7 surgeries, almost died a couple of times. So it was pretty traumatic.
When I was 4 years old, I was at a family reunion. We had a big get together, had a fish fry, just ate some really good crappie and catfish, and spending time with my family and my cousins. We were down in the road playing with the basketball, and just carrying on like kids do. And the park ranger comes by, and so if you've ever been to a state park, the park ranger comes by, and they always give the kids coloring books and stickers and badges about safety, more specifically about wildlife fire prevention, water safety, things of this nature. Well, the park ranger, she gave me a coloring book about water safety, and it had the duck on it with the life vest and everything, and I was super excited about it. And I was so excited. Again, I was 4 years old, and so I wanted to tell my parents everything. So I go running up the hill to tell my parents, and so I kind of slow down and start looking at the book a little bit, and I trip over a fish cooker there that my parents had been cooking fish on for this fish fry. And the grease was cooling off, so it was probably about 375-ish degrees, and it was hot. And so I did the only thing I knew what to do, which was stop, drop, and roll at that point. And so I stopped, rolled on the ground, got some rocks and some dirt on my body there, and my Uncle Jim heard me screaming and ran and picked me up, put me under a local water faucet there that we had near the campground. and I left me there for about, I don't know, about 3 minutes or so, and then they picked me up, wrapped me in my brother's green towel, had his name on it, and put me in the middle of my grandma's pickup truck.
I was 7 years old, and I went to my room to get my shoes. And at the time, I can say we didn't have electricity, so we were using a lamp that you put gas in. And while I was getting the shoes under my bed, my dress got caught in the lamp and it lit up. From there, hey, we ended up at the hospital.
I had my accident when I was 3 years. That was in Imo State and in Olu Town.
It happened on a highway on a motorcycle. My boyfriend, I was riding on the back seat, and I will never know what happened, unfortunately. Lots of stories, but ultimately what happened, the bike accelerated quickly from a stop, and my butt flew off the back seat. I remember getting 2 attempts because my right hand was on the handle and my left arm was around him. My left arm had come off, and to keep myself from falling onto the ground, I grabbed the metal that connected the fender to the wheel of the bike. And I remember trying to push up twice to get my butt back on the seat, and I realized I couldn't do it. And from that point on, my side was wedged in the wheel well. So I had the tire burning across my butt, the seat burning in to one side of me, and the fender melting into the other side of me for about 1,000 feet at 80 miles per hour.
I was actually taken to the hospital on a helicopter, I believe, because I was a baby. The infection could spread very, very fast, so I had to get to the hospital very, very fast. I believe I was in there for about 6 weeks.
I had to dig deep and find my will to live when I was completely afraid of dying. But at the same time, I was in so much pain that I didn't want to live.
Well, I got burned back home in Haiti. I was only 7 years old. That happened in 2000. And I've been a burn survivor ever since.
I was in college. I was a freshman in college when this was happening, and I had been a burn survivor for almost, 16 years, something like that. And I thought I was good. I really honestly thought when I went to this Angel Faces retreat that I had everything together and that I was good. But what I learned very quickly was that wasn't the case.
All right, I know it happens when you were 1 year old. I can't imagine growing up like that. So I know people looked at you different and they had a lot of questions, huh?
Oddly enough, nobody really asks about it.
Oh,
I have to make people ask about it. Like, you have a question, like, we can talk about it.
right.
But as far as any bad experiences, I never really had too many bad experiences. Like, I've never been bullied, and like people don't believe that.
Oh wow. Right, I wouldn't believe that either. I would think people would to bully you because you look different because you got burned.
I think it's probably because like I always owned it. Like, it's not like I had actually got to grow up and see myself without scars. I was burned as a baby. This is all I know. This is my face. Like, just like you're you, this is me. And I never felt like that.
Okay, so how do you reflect on your journey in everyday life? Meaning, like, have you ever thought of if you weren't a burn survivor? Or I know that's all you know, but have you pictured your life like you weren't a burn survivor?
I've tried to, but it's like very, very hard to imagine. Like, I don't know how to.
What would you say your scars have taught you about life?
Like, I know we do live in a world that's very, very like beauty is on the surface and all of that, and we have to look a certain way and fit a certain image. So being able to walk around confidently with scars has taught me that I am stronger than I think, and I can face any situation and I can get through anything.
That's good. Okay. What does your scars represent to you?
They represent strength, resilience, beauty that goes against the norms, non-conformity, all of those things.
Have you ever attended like therapy session? No.
I was very young when it happened. I don't really recall having any bad vibes, but I know I was very different going through school because they have to do different type of uniform because I couldn't really tolerate the heat. So they had to use different material. So instead of having 2 layers of uniform, it was one. So it was like a dress, and they pretty much sewed the sleeve and the actual dress. So it was very different. But as far as getting bullied or getting bad vibes, I never experienced that. If I got bullied, it was not. Well, I never got bullied, but if I did get bullied, it was not related to my scars.
The most challenging things that I've faced to this day has definitely been acceptance of my body. Also, I think another challenge that I really have faced is the acceptance of others and really struggled with that. Also, I've faced a lot of trials as far as people making fun of me and calling me names, and really just that emotional challenging those emotionally challenging components. I also think a challenge has been to not be overconfident, to make up and compensate for maybe that lack of acceptance that I've experienced in my life, and being the last one to be chosen on the playground.
What does your scars represent to you?
They represent to me that I had to dig deep and find my will to live when I was completely afraid of dying. But at the same time, I was in so much pain that I didn't want to live.
Right.
So they represent to me that I survived and I'm stronger than I think I am.
Right. I cannot imagine how traumatized that could be. So how do you embrace your new identity now? Like,
I focus a lot on just getting stronger physically, and I know that mentally that will follow also as I continue to grow and just navigate in my life now that I have suffered a trauma and have some severe scarring. A lot of things to be thankful for, but you still it's a road to recovery.
Sorry. So what did you learn from experiencing being a burn survivor?
I learned to be patient and learned I had to get a lot stronger mentally to kind of pick up the slack from my body not being as strong as it could be at the time. So I did strengthen a lot, like mentally, I think, and emotionally.
I would say they've taught me that your outer appearance doesn't reflect who you are, and there's more to a person and more to a human being than their physical scars. I would also say that scarring is not just physical, but it's also emotional, and that scars run deep and they shine bright sometimes. And sometimes it's hard and difficult to get over that and to process that and to move in that direction. And it took me a long time to start to even wear makeup because I thought I was hiding my scars, and I thought that my scars, not wearing makeup, I was showing people who I was. But in all actuality, I wear makeup now not because of that, but I wear makeup because it makes me feel good. I also wear makeup because it helps protect my skin as well. And so my scars have also taught me that. They've also taught me that it's okay to display my scars, but it's also okay to feel good and to protect what precious our body is physically. I also think that they've taught me a little bit of patience with others, in a sense that when people share their stories or share what has happened in their life, that is there forever. Those scars and that trauma are there forever in your life, and so just remembering that there's a way to respect that, and there's a way to really care about others and to care about yourself, and really process through that.
Strength. Strength would be the first thing I would say.
Right.
I don't look at it and see anything else. Strength is always the first word. I don't know why. Strength is the first word. Maybe it definitely wasn't at 1st, but undoubtedly 100% every time I look at it.
For the past 2 years, I am very confident with the scars. It was a process. I had to learn a lot. I had to tell myself that I am enough and that I'm beautiful, and my scars doesn't make me worthless. So I had to go through a whole acceptance process.
Did you
So
have
right
to?
now I'm very confident.
Did you have to attend therapy, counselors? What happened?
The fact that it happened back home, I did not have access to that much resources, so I did not go to therapy. So a lot of the things that I had to teach myself.
It represents that I'm a survivor, and it shows that I am an Amazon. How do I embrace my identity? Being very positively minded and spreading good vibes. What do you learn from experience being a born survivor? That life happened. If I dwell on pity, I'll be depressed. If I stay strong and positive, I will achieve a lot.
Okay. All right. So we are shooting for the Burn Survivors today. So what did you learn about this project?
I learned, well, actually, they had me take pictures like with my shirt off, which I've never done before, and I actually have scars on my chest, so that just taught me to be fully confident. Like, it's easy to just, like, okay, it's covered up, but now I'm just like, hey, I'm out there. So, like, I'm good no matter what. Like, I should feel good about myself regardless, through and through.
Is think back to those moments when you were in so much pain, and then to think that you're gonna let a word hurt you.
Yeah.
You're so much stronger than that. So much.
The advice is love yourself, even though you feel like you're worthless. That's not true. The scars doesn't make you any less. So continue to love yourself and keep living life to the fullest. That's the best advice.
I got a friend, and she happened to be my sister. She gives me advice every time. She talks to me that I should show myself to the world. Most times she will say that I'm a beautiful princess, that I should embrace myself, that I should show myself to the world. Most times she buy me clothes. She send me some other things, and I start loving it when people admire me outside, when people talk to me that I look beautiful with my legs, and I start coming out.
I want people to learn that there's not just one way to be beautiful. You should be confident no matter what. You should feel like you're worthy of love, you're worthy of respect, and you are great in your own right, and you don't have to compete with nobody.
I want others to learn that it's okay, that it's truly okay. We're here, we're alive. I think the next message is that it's just a difference. It's just a physical difference. It doesn't change your heart. It doesn't change your spirit. It doesn't change your soul. It just changes your physical body. And so, really, just understanding that it cannot define you, and that it's something that happened, and it's not your full identity, and it never will be. And so, you are way more than your scars. You're way more than the accident or the purposeful intention. You're way more than that, and you're more valuable than that. And we love you, and we care about you. And please, please reach out if you ever need anything.
You know, it sounds redundant, but you're more than what you look like on the outside, and you're more than any potential physical limitations that you might have. You have the strength, the fortitude to survive whatever you survived in your life. Know that you can do it and find happiness, joy in your, and be, limit the pain levels. Feel free of pain eventually. Yeah, I think.
What I have to say is that we need that love, we need that care. Do I have any other thing to say? Yes, please. Now, I want to talk to all the born victim, wherever you are, that you're listening to me. I want to talk to the born victim. This is actually coming from me to you. Being a born survivor, there's a lot of things we can do. One, we just have to be bold. We just have to carry ourselves, like our self-charisma. We don't have to belittle ourselves. A lot of people see us as victims that are being disfigured. No, it is not. You don't have to give them that room to bring yourself down. Like, you have to carry yourself high. We have issues in times of jobs, in times of relationship, but you don't have to let them see your tears. Like me, I don't allow people see my tears, because the more they see my tears, the more they kill my spirit, and the more they make me weak. So I always give myself that advice. I always give myself that one quote, that my scar will turn to my star. Thank you.
I guess to thank everybody. If my tribe sees this video, everyone that has been there for me and on the journey, the medical staff, just everyone, my personal, you know, family and friends, and all of their support through everything. I wouldn't have made it through, I don't think. I think that everybody, you just have to have faith, sometimes, and people are sent to you to guide you through things sometimes. And
I would love for people who have been hiding their burdens to just bite the bullet, even if it's a concealable burn. Bite the bullet, go somewhere, show it, try it. If you hate it, if you can't handle the comments, don't ever do it again. But try it.
Yeah.
Try it. Just give it a shot. Because you don't have to hide it. There is so much life to live. Put yourself out there. Just go for it. Put your scars out there. What's the worst that can happen? Get judged? It really doesn't matter. Accept it, love yourself, and live life.
If you could send a message or advice to other burn survivors, what would it be?
My message would be that if you feel alone, you might physically be struggling by yourself, and just know that things will change. It might seem like a long time from now, but you can continue to grow and progress and find your strength.
So, any other thing you would like to say?
I would like to say, if anybody has made anybody feel less than, don't listen to those people. People don't have the heaven or hell to put you in, so you don't gotta hear what nobody got to say. It's what God think about you, what you think about you, and the people that love you, they're gonna do right by you, and that's all there is to it. Don't let the world define you.
That's right. So you're wearing a shirt that says, "I am a what?"
Burn survivor.
What did you learn from this project in general?
I think that it's fantastic that we're coming together, the three other ladies and myself, and the camaraderie. I'm so happy to have met everyone, and it feels like a kind of a divine intervention or a synchronicity that we all just came together by chance, met. People came from out of town, and everything's just coming together, and I think it's a beautiful thing.
What would I say about this program? I think to encourage ourselves. Yes.
What I learned from this project is, one, I can be vulnerable. and I can share my story with others, that I can really focus on my scars and focus on my experience as a burn survivor. I think also it's taught me that other people need to hear burn survivors and their stories, and they really need that in their lives. And so I think that's what this project's taught me, is definitely that I can be vulnerable, and that I'm not perfect by any means, and that it's okay to be vulnerable and to talk about things that maybe that I've never talked about in my life. I know I answered some of the questions, and I was telling the person that's helping me with this project that it's the first time I'd actually said that out loud. And I think definitely that's something I learned from this project, that was something that I do and a challenge that I face. And I think that that's something that I can take away from this project personally. And then I've also learned that like other people need to hear it. Other people need to hear that I'm struggling and I'm still struggling, because that can help in many ways.
What did you learn from putting this project together?
I learned a lot that at the end we all got burned, but the stories are very different, and the struggle that we go through, the process. Some of us get through it very fast, and some it takes time. Putting this project together, I got a lot of no's, a little bit of yes, but the no's that I got, it was very understandable. Um, some that I contact, we start the whole process. We talk on the phone. Everything is ready. Set a date, and like 2 days before the meeting, they back out. They call me. I'm very nervous. I'm not ready to put myself out there. So it was very tough. But the little bit of people that I pretty much got to participate in this project, it's pretty much amazing. And
I hope this helped them. Hopefully, maybe next time they'll show up. And
I hope so too.
Right.
Hopefully we can do this, but with a different crowd. Yeah.
More people.
There you go.
Right. I love your shirt. It says "These scars belong to me." Oh my God, you are wearing it proudly. Yes.
I didn't ask for them, but they're mine, and I'm gonna take good care of them.
That's good. Well, thank you for being here. It was nice meeting you. And thank you for being a strong burn survivors.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here today. I cannot wait to see the pictures. Thank you, Michelle, for being here today. Thank you. I couldn't thank you enough. And I cannot wait to see how the pictures come out.
Yeah, no, me too. I'm really excited.
All
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you for being here.
I'm Jason LaFresh, and I go by Photograph by Jason on social media. I'm a photographer. I'm an editorial and fashion photographer. I just shot with some amazing individuals. It's just so strong and so loving, and I just felt everybody's like energy and everything was just so genuine. So I would just say my advice to them would just be to just keep being them. They're so awesome, like these beautiful people, and the vibe was so genuine. And we just had fun with it. You know, I told them not to worry about posing so much. I just wanted them to show themselves and just show the world like, who they are. The experience was amazing because the funny thing is I've always wanted to do something like that. Like I said, I enjoy shooting stuff that's, you know, like that's more than just a photo. I like telling the story, you know, through the, like the images like that I take. And I feel like what we did today was pretty much, like self-explanatory. Like, you know what I mean? Like you were just gonna see the images, and I just felt like it was just powerful, like the message behind the whole shoot. And yeah, it's something that I always wanted to do.
Next time I contact, say this.